as we move on to out number 2, let's get into some current stuff, right? So Ronald Acuna is out for the year. And I mean, listen, it's a big blow, but I would be like, I would be really like doing a disservice if I didn't point out, like, Acuna's year was not going very well, right?
Yeah.
Like Ronald Acuna was hitting 250, 4 homers, 15 RBIs, and it's not like he wasn't getting the at bats. He had 192 at bats before he went down. His OPS was 716. Like, he just wasn't producing at the level that we're used to him producing. So I'll give you my quick opinion on this, really, fast, but I almost don't know that losing him is that big of a deal right now. Like, if the production is what like, if that was the production you were going to get all year, and there's more than a chance that he was going to catch fire in July like Aaron Judge is now, and he was just going to catapult this whole thing. I don't know that at his current production rate, this is that big of a deal. I don't know that it is. Dalton, tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, look, Ronald Acuna Jr. is, the guy just won an NL MVP, so I'm not saying anything revolutionary to say that he's one of the best players in baseball.
No.
He's also just an electric player to watch. And so in general, I think it's always a big deal when a guy of his stature gets hurt. But your point's well taken regarding not only his production this season, but also the depth of the Braves, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
You can't really talk about this without mentioning the fact that unfortunately the same thing happened in 2021, and the Braves won the World Series without Ronald Acuna. Now, again, right, like, the Braves are better with than without when it comes to Ronald Acuna Jr. I am not trying to suggest anything to the contrary of that, but we've seen them win with this roster before. And, like, I want to read you the Braves lineup tonight against the Nationals, and, like, you tell me. Right. I mean, we're talking Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, Marcelo Ozuna, Matt Olson, Travis d'Arnaud, Adam Duvall, Michael Harris, Orlando Arcia, Jared Kelenic. That's a lineup, dude. Like,
it's not a bad lineup at all.
Like, Michael Harris, Orlando Arcia, and Jared Kelenic's your bottom 3. Like, that's still a team that can absolutely mash. And it's kind of like with their pitching staff, right? Where it's like they lose Strider, and then you look at what's left, and you're like, they're still really good. That's kind of still where I land on them. I also, we both know this team is going to go out at the deadline and get Jorge Soler, right? They're going to go get a couple outfielders and fill that gap, because the Braves are really good at that. They did that really well.
Like Jorge Soler, and maybe Jorge Soler.
And look, like, if the D-backs continue to struggle, do they move a Jock Peterson?
Yeah.
There are going to be names out there that are worth going after.
Yeah.
I even wonder about a team like the Rays eventually, right? If the Rays continue to struggle, do they move Randy Arozarena?
Would the Blue Jays consider moving George Springer to play right?
Probably. The Nationals are going to be moving Lane Thomas. There are names out there that are going to be available that I think the Braves are going to go after. And if I know the Braves, they're going to probably go get 2 more outfielders to fill that spot. So it sucks for baseball. It sucks for the Braves and their fans. I still think that team is a World Series contender. I've got more on them later when we get to the hot corner.
Yeah, no, I certainly think that they are as well. Like you said with the lineup earlier, it's just you've got plenty of depth. They're so good at developing players. Like, they can just figure out. By the way, I didn't realize how many of his relatives are Major League Baseball players or were Major League Baseball players. He has Vicente Campos, Alcides Escobar, Edwin Escobar, and Kelvin Escobar are all his cousins, and Jose Escobar is his nephew. He is the nephew of Jose Escobar, excuse me. But that's bizarre to me. But anyway, like I said, I don't know that in the grand scheme of things, if the production that you were getting from Ronald Acuna when he went down is easily replaceable, because it just wasn't that great. I would argue that you could actually do better. But again, like you said, it's more about, it does kind of really blow for the game. I mean, he's a fun player to watch. It's a fun team to watch, and it's much more fun to watch when he's playing. So that's a big part of this as well.